How is an abstract of a life science paper written? Is there a specific format of how an abstract is written so that reading the abstract would be easy? Today we will learn that the abstract has a specific format or a specific structure, and we will learn it from the journal Nature. Knowing the structure of the abstract will help us understand the content easily, and it will also make reading the abstract a fun activity. Hi everyone, welcome to the Foundational Skills in Life Sciences podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Synaptologica. We discuss the skills that life science scholars learn, use, and improve throughout professional activities. Your benefit is expressed in my motto, learn the skills, enjoy academic life. Previous episode. In our mini-series of reading, we are discussing how to read life science papers using one of the best examples. The paper is the Milestone Article 1, published in 2005 by the Laureates of the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine 2023. The laureates were Dr. Katalin Karikó and Dr. Drew Weissman. I have added the links to the paper in the episode description. In the last episode of the mini-series of reading, episode 34, we completed one large step for understanding an important graph in the paper. It was step 11, examine one graph in depth. This graph was the leftmost graph in figure 3D, D as in delta. It is the most important graph in our Milestone Article 1, so we named it the Milestone graph. In step 11, we examined this graph and its related figure panels in detail. Today's episode. From today, we will move on to the next step. We will start covering the text of the paper. As the core steps, we will read 3 sections of the Milestone Article 1. They are the abstract, the introduction, and the discussion sections. First, we will focus on a specific feature of the abstract. Today, we will start a new step. Step 12, understand the structure of the abstract. The abstract of a life science paper is a concise summary of the entire work in the paper. The abstract is sometimes called the summary, as in our Milestone Article 1. But I think the term the abstract is used more often than the summary, so we will call it an abstract in our episodes. As I just mentioned, the abstract is considered a concise summary of the work. You must have heard such an explanation before. So some people might think vaguely that the authors can freely choose a format or style of the written abstract, as long as the abstract contains the main content of the work. But the fact is that the abstract is not written in a random format. Most of the well-written abstracts are carefully structured, and they will follow a standardized format rather than being written randomly. It is a format that we will call the structure of the abstract or the abstract structure in our episodes. There are 2 related questions about reading and writing the abstracts. Question 1. What is the best way to learn how to read and write abstracts? My answer is, it is to learn the standardized structure of the abstract. Then, question 2. What is the best way to learn the standardized structure of the abstract? My answer is, in my view, the best way to learn the structure of the abstract is to go through the following 3 procedures. First, read a good explanation about the abstract structure. Second, summarize the abstract structure using our own words. And third, read a good abstract as an example and analyze its structure. We will do the first procedure today as the substep, step 12-1. We will do the second and the third procedures in the following episodes. Please let me add that when we do the third procedure, which is to read a good, real example, we will read the abstract of our Milestone Article 1. Let's start with the first of the 3 procedures to learn the standardized structure of the abstract. Step 12-1. Read a good explanation about the abstract structure. In this substep, we will take the initial action for learning the abstract structure. I would like to recommend this learning step to you before starting to read an abstract of any paper. We would like to learn the abstract structure if you have not done so. We would like to review it if you have already learned it before. So the first substep, step 12-1, is to read about the abstract structure or to remind you of it. And we will do this by reading only one document. What is the document? It is a one-page document published by the journal Nature. This is the Nature document for the abstract guidelines. I said that it is a one-page document, but the core content occupies only about 1/3 of a page, so it is very short. In the episode description, I will show you the direct link to this Nature document. Click or tap the link and read it. I found this document originally on the Nature's webpage, and it was used as a part of the instructions for authors of scientific papers for Nature. You can access the webpage without signing in. In the episode description, I will show the link to this webpage too. On the webpage, look for the hyperlinked note that says, quote, annotated example, close quote, in the section called Articles. The annotated example is this document. Again, click or tap the link and read it. Here I will give you 3 comments. Comment 1. What the Nature document looks like. The document explains the abstract structure, and how it explains the abstract structure is unique and effective. It only shows a single abstract as an example. Here's what the document looks like. Each sentence or each group of sentences in the abstract is written in fonts with a special color. Each color is given a specific meaning in terms of the abstract structure. And its meaning is explained on the left side of the abstract in a box colored the same way as the colored fonts. So there's a clear color coding among the sentence in an abstract, the abstract structure, and its meaning. In my view, the used colors are not important. What is important is that by giving different colors visually to different sentences, the individual sentences can be perceived as different from each other conceptually. This visual representation will help us pay attention to different conceptual roles of individual sentences. Comment 2. My thoughts about this Nature document. When I first read the Nature document many years ago, it completely changed my view of the abstracts. Before reading the Nature document, an abstract was simply a collection of sentences to me. My understanding of the abstracts was so vague that I did not even know that there is a specific structural framework. I had thought an abstract was just a summary of a paper. But after reading the Nature document, I could start understanding the structure of the abstract. I learned that although an abstract is short and an abstract might look simple superficially, an abstract has a definitive structure. Because of the structure, I could understand that each sentence has a special role. And because the role of each sentence became clear, the logical structure of an abstract became clear to me. And because the logical structure became clear, I could easily extract the key information about why the research was performed, what the researchers found, what they meant, and why the research was important. After realizing this way, I found out that most of the abstracts in any journal are constructed in exactly the same way. After all this experience, it became so much fun for me to read the abstracts. The Nature document illustrates the abstract structure so clearly, in an incredibly impressive manner, that you will be happily surprised too. It will have a significant impact on your understanding of the abstracts. A remarkable feature of this document is that the information about the abstract structure is not limited to the articles published in Nature. From my experience, the structural framework in the Nature document applies to the abstract of any paper in any journal. Different authors in different journals could modify the structure a little, but it is very important to say that the core structure described in the Nature document is maintained in any well-written abstract. You will soon find out that the abstract of our Milestone Article 1 also follows the same structural framework. So I strongly recommend you read it and learn from it. If you have not read it before, it will be a truly eye-opening experience, I can guarantee to you. If you have read it before, then this will be a good opportunity to read it again and review the content. When I explained the Nature document to my trainees, they were very impressed by it. They included undergraduate students, graduate students, medical students, and postdocs. I hope you will be impressed by it and influenced by it positively too. Comment 3. Copyright of the Nature document. This document does not have a copyright statement. This means that the document is fully protected by the copyright. So I have not described the fine details of its actual content here. Instead, we talked about how it looks like and how I felt when I read it for the first time. The way we read abstracts in the coming episodes is a little different from what the Nature document says. I modified it based on my experience of reading, writing, analyzing, and teaching abstracts over many years. But I would say that I was inspired by the Nature document. This is the end of the comments. Let's wrap up. Summary. Today, we focused on one sub-step. It is to read the Nature document about the abstract guidelines. When you read it, you will understand the structure of the abstract. This is good because this structure is used in almost all the abstracts in any journal. On top of that, you will feel satisfied because the document was written clearly, and it is short. Most importantly, you will be impressed by how clearly you can now view a structure in any abstract. The Nature document will change your mindset about abstracts. This is it for today. Your action. I'm sure that you will want to read the Nature document after listening to this episode. Please do so and tell me how you felt and what you learned from the document. If you have any additional comments on the document, it will be great. Please send me an email. We will discuss it together so that we can improve our understanding of how the abstract is constructed. My email address is ideas@synaptologica.com. Thank you for joining me in today's episode of Foundational Skills in Life Sciences. I'm Dr. Synaptologica. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.